You hear that? I got it.
You're getting good.
Watch it. Look at this. E major.
Okay, yeah, I know what
Yeah,
that means.
that's a little rough. I'm learning all the. I'm using your finger strengthening thing.
Is that helping, or does that work?
It was weird at first, but I like it.
I
I'm
never
not
got
using.
to use it.
I haven't. Oh, you haven't used it before?
No, I bought the I don't know what they're called, like hand trainers, like the little squeeze things.
Yeah, I got. Yeah, there's like a ring and like a little
Yeah,
like
but
a
I got
rock or something.
the like I don't know, the one that has like the spring on it, and you like
Oh, I like
squeeze the two
those.
handles.
I feel like that's more for like hand strength.
Yeah, and like forearm. That's
Yeah,
I bought that.
I like the one with like the little arm with the rings on it. You know that you have to
Hmm.
like you have to
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
extend.
That's
I like that because I need the finger strength.
yeah. When
Because I know, yeah,
I bought the hand thing I was just talking about, and it came with the finger string,
yeah.
and it came with the egg and the ring to do all the other stuff. I didn't even know that. I just wanted
Yeah,
the one piece.
I'm glad it has instructions, like a workout paper, because I didn't know how to use the ring. I was like, what do you use this ring for? Is it for like, is it a cock ring? I thought you accidentally gave me like a cock ring by accident, and I was gonna give it back
and
to you and Macy.
and like honestly, the little egg thing looks kind of sexual too.
Boop. That goes. I know where that
So it's
goes.
like, yeah, I was like, I don't really want this in
I'll
my
wa-
possession anymore.
I'll make sure to wash it before I leave, before I use it.
And
Um,
they're like silicone, like oh,
yeah, dude, they're soft. It's smooth. Just a little bit of KY is all you need. No,
ooh,
I like the finger thing because so the reason I texted you about that is because when I was practicing ukulele, I'm trying to learn. So I've got uh, Stand By Me, pretty
hmm
much like it's still kind of like rough. I have to play it a little bit slower, but I got that. I got all the notes. I know how to do it. It's only 4 notes. So now I'm working on Somewhere Over the Rainbow, which is I
ooh,
might need to take a step back because it's a lot more. It's just a
oh,
much longer song,
right,
and the variations going for like because on this one it's like C to A minor to F to G to C to F minor to A to G. So it's like it does like that over and over again.
hmm.
So I got really used to going to like A minor or going from F to G, F to G. Like my fingers, the muscle memory of going from those 2 notes is really good. But
I
on
disappeared.
you did on Somewhere Over the Rainbow, it's like C to G to F to E minor to F to G to C to G. So it's a lot. It's like the combinations
I
different.
don't even know what that
So I'm
means.
like, that's literally it's only one more note. It's one more chord. The E. It's either E or E major or E minor. I don't remember which one, or just E. I don't remember. I think it's. Wait, hang on. I just woke up, so my brain's a little bit like it's just now booting up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just one more chord, but it's like the way the sequence of the chords I have to get used to because I'm still not very good at like just not looking. You know, I still have to be like then this one, then that one, and I still make the faces like they're like the mom in Incredibles when she's feeding the baby.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
I
We're
do
in that
that.
phase with our baby, so I know exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking
But like when I'm practicing, I was noticing that my fingertips, I could see the sweat on my fingertips.
about.
And, like
Ooh,
my whole palm, like my left hand was just dripping with sweat from like trying to get these chords. Because some of these chords, man,
I didn't even know that was.
are oh dude, pick up a guitar. It's just hard. I see why now they have kids do it when they're 5. Same thing with piano.
Mm,
Like it's just easier in learning anything learning. It's like it's just your body and your brain and your muscles are so malleable when you're younger that you can get muscle memory and you can get the muscles like used to that kind of movement. And so when you've never done that kind of movement and you're learning it, it's just like it's so much harder because you almost have to. It's that thing where you have to like deprogram and then reprogram with this other thing.
right.
That's why learning a language is so hard. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm like. And
That seems
ukulele is like
impossible.
I chose ukulele because it's the easy, not the easiest, but you know it's like it's only 4 strings. A normal
Right.
guitar is 6 strings. That's why I've only gone bass and ukulele because there's only 4 strings, and it's still difficult for me to do. It's
Oh,
still hard.
I don't even. I don't understand it at all. I don't
It's
think I can
funny.
read music good enough,
It's
or
funny
like
because
look at notes enough.
Phil is really good at guitar, but he does not understand ukulele at all. Like when I play ukulele in front of him,
Really?
he does not understand. He's like, I couldn't even tell you where any of the notes are because it's only 4 strings. He uses 6, so it's like the G chord is probably different on the guitar because there's extra strings. So I don't know. After this, I'm getting that banjo. Once I finally stop breaking all the strings on it, if I can actually get it strung up, we'll get a banjo. And then we'll get a whole. We'll have a whole new theme song coming at everybody.
That banjo needs some love for sure.
It
It's
really.
cool as shit, but it is rough.
I think it's just the strings. I think the drum is fine. It might need to get tightened, which is fine. I have a
Key,
drum kit, tighten a key, yeah.
yeah.
And I got new
I think that's what's
strings, and I thought I knew how to restring guitars and stuff, but I
called.
don't.
Find a
Um,
YouTube video.
I didn't. I just assumed. I was like, I know what I'm doing. This is easy. And then I did it completely wrong. And now, but I know how to do it now. And at least I think I have an idea of how to do it. I'm refusing to look it up because I want to figure it out on my own. And I think I know how to do it now. And I'm excited because once I get the banjo going, you just wait, buddy. That's gonna be fun. I hope.
Oh, I'm excited for that. That's some Steve
Kind of
Martin.
scared. But banjo seems way harder than ukulele.
I know, but
Like there's a lot of this. I'm like, what is
but
this?
you
What
gotta
is all
think
this?
it has to transfer somewhat, like just in like you said,
Yeah.
muscle memory, the finger placement, I suppose.
This is what I like to do on the ukulele sometimes when I'm bored. I won't even hit I'll just use one finger and I'll just go. I think it sounds really nice. The ukulele, when played really gently, and this is probably a lot of string instruments, just sounds like a harp, and it's really relaxing. To just like to do that over and over again, it's fun. What's up, everybody? Mellow Brick Road, Path 124. We're here. We're learning instruments, and it's great. Hope everyone's having a great day. It's been a rough one the last few days. I don't know. I won't explain why, but I will say that I didn't realize how out of the loop I really am with like the internet and internet culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly did not think that people were still fucking with Andrew Tate. Guess I was wrong. Guess there's a lot of people out there that like still like take his word for
I'm out of the
everything.
loop,
I guess I don't know. I mean, I assume after
No,
what
you're
happened,
probably right.
after what happened,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what it seems. The demographics, you look at them, you're like, it's all our age, the same people as us, me and you, men under 30. That's what they say. And I'm
Yeah.
like, where are these people at? Not where I'm at. Probably Mason though. He's over 30 though.
We need Mason to come back because I heard Christian McCaffrey's starting this week, or he's
Oh, that's
playing.
right. Oh, well, that's right. Well, he's at a tailgate right now, actually. So,
Yeah, he's getting
he's
slammered.
getting sloshed right now, dude.
Skunked.
He's enjoying Trump's new America. That's for
He's
sure.
getting Scooby-Dooed.
Hey, you know
I'm
what?
also going tailgating.
This is what Mason. This is what Mason wanted. He wanted this presidency. He wanted this government. He wanted it red. And you know what? He got what he wanted. He's gonna get what he deserves. That's what we tell Mason every day. Mason, you can't. You walk around. We used to ridicule him walking around with his Nazi outfit on.
Yeah.
In front of Planned Parenthood, throwing up he'd walk up. I used to walk around with him in Colombia, and he'd walk up like to a group of like 4 or 5 black guys, and he would go, "What's up, homies?" He would do that. He would go, "What's up, homies?" And you're like, "Dude, Mason, Jesus." He's like, "Trust New America, dude. Trust me. This is cool now." And you know what? I guess he's right.
Oh man.
I guess some people think that's cool. I don't
I
personally. I'm not a fan of
yeah.
it, but some people enjoy it. So, and that's the thing. It's like I voted. It didn't go my way, but you know what? That's democracy.
Yeah.
And I say the same thing I say for every election. Let's see what happens. Let's see what you do. You know?
I
Let's
just
see.
thought Mason liked those Wolfenstein games. I didn't know it was like
No, you see, yeah, he does like those games, but he has the
right.
modded version where it's you
Oh.
play as the Nazis. You kill
Oh.
the Americans. Yeah, he does the opposite. Same with like
So
Nazi zombies.
he plays as the zombie.
Yeah, he controls all the
Oh.
zombies. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
Either
mean, I'm not
that or he
surprised.
plays as a Nazi and just befriends all the Wolfenstein guy. He's like, no, no, I'm okay. That was
Yeah.
not German. I don't know. That was like French. I don't know what that was. Oh
Yeah, it was like a little
no.
French guy.
I was
Honest
watching Les Mis
question.
the other day. Yeah,
Honest political question.
sure.
What do you think about RFK? Because I don't know what to think.
He's then they say he's got worms in his brain. That's what everyone says. He's got like
Yeah, I
the
don't.
brain worm disease or whatever. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Like a pyron disease. Isn't that super dangerous? When you have like that, isn't that what that
it's
is?
not good. Yeah.
When you eat like rancid deer meat or something, you get like pyrons in your brain. That it's like the number one human killer. No. So RFK, uh, I I think he's pretty crazy. That's the thing is like it was never like I was never afraid of Trump because he's like a shell.
Hmm.
Uh, but like it's
A
all
vessel.
the people surrounding him is the ones that I thought people were worrying about. But again,
Yeah.
this is what everyone wanted. So everyone wanted this, you know. So go for
I
it. You
got.
know, enjoy
Yeah.
it. I don't want to hear a single goddamn complaint. I don't want to hear it from anyone. Right? I'll try my best. Here's for all the people that did vote for Trump. If you do want to complain ever, or Democrats, here's the best way to do it. Do it like compliment, but like with sarcasm. Just use sarcasm instead of complaining openly. Oh yeah, 20% tariffs on imports. Oh, that's a great idea. I can't wait to pay for that. Like that, do that.
Yeah.
No, so with RFK, didn't they say he was going to be like the healthcare guy for the government?
Yeah.
That's a
And
crazy thing.
why would
Uh,
he be that if
exactly.
that's not his field? And he's like wanting to slash entire departments. I thought there for a while when he was running independent, he was, of course, they all try to. He was saying some things where I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this guy, okay. And
It's
now
just
that Trump's won, I'm like, wait, this guy, this
it's
is
just
weird. I don't know.
funny. It's just funny all the people that were like that were running against Trump at like at the beginning before he like got the candidacy and all that stuff.
Hmm.
They were like, "This guy sucks. He ruined our country back in 2016. He's gonna destroy it again. He's a fascist. I'm running against him. You can trust me, RFK Jr." And everyone's like, "No one trusts you, RFK Jr." But thanks
Yeah.
for going against Trump. And then when Trump like was like the last like month or two of the election, campaigning and stuff, RFK was like, "All right, he's pretty cool. I'm on his side." He said I can work for
Yeah.
him, so I'll work for him. And it's just like, what in the world, man? What is going on? Uh, I don't know. It's and plus like there's like the funny like election fraud, how like they scream about it for years, and then like right as Trump like gets over the majority, they're like all that shit just goes completely silent, and you're like, huh, okay. So I guess it wasn't. I guess it wasn't rigged from the beginning, like
Yeah.
everyone thought it was, or maybe it was. That's the thing. It's not rigged if Trump wins, but it's rigged if I don't know who. It doesn't matter. It's over now. There's no changing it because Democrats don't. Democrats aren't like they're not violent. They're not mean spirited. They're not very action oriented. It seems for the most
Hmm.
part, at least the voters. So like,
Hmm.
there's not going to be like a January 6th again. You know, no one's running around crying. Oh no, I lost. Oh
Why was
no.
it, why did those people post
Guess
those
I'll bring
videos?
a noose to the Capitol, and maybe I
Yeah,
can win that way. That's insane. Um,
that's real insane.
so you know, we'll just see what happens. Um, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know. People around this area always say in small town Missouri, they go, "Doesn't affect me. Who fucking cares? Doesn't affect me." So it's like, you know what? Maybe I'll take that attitude now. I just won't. I'll just try to ignore it. If anything,
Yeah,
I'm just glad to not be getting any more emails or texts from
yeah. Like
politicians.
Robotex, give me a
Just like
break.
just like let's just move on. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe
Who knows?
Maybe Trump lied about everything in his campaign, and maybe he is gonna save America.
Be cool.
It hurts, like it feels like acid in my mouth when I say it, but who knows? Like glass in my teeth. But it could happen. We don't know. That's the thing. That's the
Yeah.
beauty of the country. Um, Sometimes you vote for a patriot, and they don't really do much, and sometimes you vote for a fascist, and they save the country. I don't know. Um, I don't know. The Republicans have the Senate and the presidency, but Democrats have the House. So nothing. Most things aren't going to get passed. Um, and on either side. So like, probably not a whole lot is going to happen. People think. Also, we still don't know what's going to happen with the convictions for Trump
Yeah.
because they dropped the sentencing dates or whatever. So I
Hmm.
think basically he's free to go. Which is a whole nother. That's like if we had like a very ultra serious political podcast, which sometimes I'm like that would be fun and interesting, but
Yeah,
also
little
like
spin off.
God, that would just like stress me out and make me so angry all the time, probably to
I couldn't be on that show.
just talking about politics.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't even get in. I never looked at politics. Are you a politics person, or you look into it?
That's what I'm
I
saying.
never.
I couldn't be on that show because I know so little, which is probably not a good thing. And you already said it. Like I'm one of those people that I'm like, my world's right here. I have a small son. I have a wife. My family lives here. I live here. Like that's my world, but that's maybe not the best outlook.
I don't know. I feel like it goes back and forth. It's good to be informed. That's what
Yeah.
it is. You
And
can't just be
I
like,
don't think
wait,
I'm
who? You don't
ignorant.
want to walk to the polls and go, wait, who's running again? Like the
Yeah, I
people
don't
that
think
were
I'm
literally.
completely
Did you
ignorant.
see the people that were like, they literally went to the polls and they were asking like, wait, how come Joe Biden's name isn't on this ballot? And it's like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you? But I did realize also, I did take a step back from myself a couple days after the election to be like, I also was really in like an echo chamber of my own design during the campaign. Like I really, like I said with the Andrew Tate thing, like I really wasn't looking at the whole picture like I imagined I was. And
Right.
everything seemed so that's the thing with echo chambers, they get so loud. Everything seems so much louder than it really is. And then Trump won by a landslide. And at first I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I looked into it more and I was like, "Okay, I understand. I not that it's my fault for like not realizing it, but it kind
Hmm.
of is because I was in an echo chamber and I was really just feeding myself my own bullshit, which is what a lot of people do and did and will continue to do, which is what
As
people
I
do.
say, that's never gonna change. It just can't.
People like hearing things that they like hearing. Um, but so I didn't start really getting into politics until around like 2015, around when Trump was like running. Mostly because that's when the "Make America Great Again" movement was like really starting to skyrocket,
Hmm.
which was interesting to see. And so I really didn't get into politics. I first got into uh, like the nature of mass movements. I got this book, these three books by this guy Eric Hoffer, who this is called The True Believer: Thoughts
Hmm.
on the Nature of Mass Movements. I bought these three books. I have another one, Reflections on the Human Condition. There's Eric Hoffer on the cover. He's a baller, dude. And The Ordeal of Change. And this guy was not a intellectual. Like he wasn't like a college intellectual guy.
Hmm.
Um, he was
Isn't
completely very
that's
self
such a
educated.
funny
It
like
says,
being an intellectual is literally just a guy being like, I'm really smart, and I'm
yeah,
gonna tell you that I'm really smart, and you should also think like this. Isn't that weird?
yeah, that's what everyone does.
It's just says I know, but it goes along with the political stuff of these guys that go to college campuses and set up the table and they're like, debate me or like whatever the sign says.
Yeah.
It's like, why do they feel so strong about their like? Why do they think their opinion is so okay? They think their opinion is correct. The
Mm-hmm.
person that wants to debate them's opinion, like
Right.
they're going, nope, you just think your opinion's right, and it's like, yeah, so do you. Like it's
Right.
to me, it's echo chamber, like back and forth. Like you're like, what do
That's
you?
not an echo chamber.
I
If
know.
they're
I'm saying
disagreeing with each other.
I know, but I'm saying, like, they're saying the same thing back and forth. "You just think your opinion's right," and the other person going, "You just
Oh,
think your opinion's right."
have you seen? Okay, have you seen the Monty Python sketch of oh, what's it called? This is the argument room or something like that,
I
where
probably
where
not,
you
no.
you pay for an argument.
Mhm.
Basically, like you walk in and you can pay. And maybe I'll just let me see if I can find it real back. So okay, why do people do that? Why would I think that I'm right about everything? And
Yeah,
why would you think you're right about everything? Think about this. Who is the center of your universe?
me. I know, I
You
know.
you are the center of it. You The thing is that people forget is that humans don't know anything. Really. We don't know a lot. I mean, we know a lot, but not like the majority. Humans are
Right.
very humans are very good at believing uh anything. Humans can believe anything that's given to them. Maybe
Yeah,
not at first, but with enough evidence or just enough talking, humans can believe anything, including and
that's
especially
scary.
their own bullshit. If you can convince yourself of something, it is hard to break that habit.
Yeah.
Think of your opinions and your thoughts and beliefs as like an addiction. At least with
Right.
now with the internet, because you're going on like Reddit, you go on Twitter or X. Oh, a shout out for 2026
Formerly Twitter.
when the USA becomes the X becomes just X the country. Get
Yeah.
ready. Uh, like oh, I forgot what I was doing because I made fun of Elon just then.
I guess what I'm saying, though, is, like, I have opinions and beliefs or whatever, but they're not so strong that I feel the need to impose them on other people.
I gotcha.
That's a strange
I gotcha.
stretch to me. But, I mean, I guess I get it, like, I understand what you're saying of, like, that person thinks they're the world revolves around them a little bit, and not in a negative
Well,
way, just they think they've got it figured out, and they have to help other people figure that out. It's like,
a lot of
just let them live.
people think movies are real.
Yeah,
Superhero, they know superheroes aren't real. They know all that stuff's not real,
yeah,
but they think good guys and bad guys. They think that's real.
yeah,
They think it's black and white.
yeah,
Where
they think
someone's
it's
like,
that way.
and that's what happened. That's what happened with the election.
Okay, okay.
People were
I can
looking
I
at
that
Trump as just a villain, like I was,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
I wasn't even looking at like how not a superhero Kamala is. She's great. She did
Yeah, or
great,
Joe, or yeah.
but like if you look, the hate for Trump was, uh, I thought like, oh yeah, of course no one's gonna vote for Trump. Everyone hates him, but that's because I didn't like him. So
Right,
I assumed I'm like, there's no way anyone could like him, but people do
right,
like him,
right.
and that's the hard part for people to understand is that you have your opinion on something,
Mhm.
you think murder's bad or whatever, and then you meet
It's pretty
someone
bad.
who's like, no, I think if someone kills someone else, they should be killed too,
Yeah,
and you're like, I don't think that's, and you're meeting someone with a like, and that's their number one opinion.
yeah,
So like
yeah,
and it's hard to like, and you're like, how do you that's the problem people get into. They get to like a point where they freeze and they just go, I just don't how do you don't know where to go with this person because you're like, this person's
exactly.
impossible to talk to. I can't talk, but you can, but you're going right at the center of their armor. When you're going, I don't think murder is good. Like you're going right for their fucking like center, like their heart. That's their heart.
Mhm.
And so of course they're going to take the backlash and twist it back on you in a mean, like a spirited way or a hateful way, or just they're going to come at you as hard as you're coming at them, if not harder, because now you've invaded their personal beliefs.
Mhm.
So now they have uh this involuntary reaction to like slap back because we don't teach emotional maturity in schools. We don't teach behavioral
No.
maturity. We just teach people to get over it
Yeah.
and to just walk away. And walking away is fine until you turn back around and realize you have 300 million Nazis right behind you, and you're like, whoa, 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 where did this come from? It's like, oh, well, you told them to leave it alone, and they
Yeah.
walked away from the situation, but they didn't forget about it. So they kept thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, and it festers and it grows and it bubbles inside of you until it finally just you spew it out because you just can't hold it in anymore. Right? That's what happens.
Yeah.
People they get shamed, and everyone knows when you shame someone for something like a kink or like a fetish or something, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you do that. That's so weird. It doesn't always make them stop. In fact, they usually don't stop. They just do it more secretly
They, yeah.
until they meet someone else that's like a little bit more open, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm kind of into this little thing," and you're like, oh, "I am too, just a little bit." And then you meet someone else that also is into that, and then you're like, "Yeah, I'm into that." The shame goes away, and you're like, "Yeah, I think we should just cut off their vaginas. Why even why even have like living women? Why don't we just grow babies out of their severed vaginas and wombs?
Yeah.
Why even have women? All they want to do is vote." It's like that, where it's like you get to a point where you're like, I think women, I don't know, I feel like they're better at cooking than me anyway. So like they should just be in the kitchen and I'll go to
Yeah.
work. It's like, and then
Yeah.
like slowly you meet more assholes that think like that, and then you're
Yeah.
like, everyone thinks this way. This is a very like everyone's on my side about this, and that's
It's
what
a
happens.
slippery slope.
I did
I don't
not
like
want to
it.
talk about politics at
Okay, let's
all,
get
but
out
no,
of
no, no. I love it
it.
though. I love it. I'm gonna give you these books to read. They're not about politics, but they're just about how like
No, they sound interesting.
when people like because humans are a social animal. We're like a herd animal. We're like elephants, right? Um,
Yeah. They cry when
and
they die.
we need the society. We need social to feel. We need to be in that movement to feel like our lives mean something. Because you get the point like I have this 9 to 5, it sucks, I hate it. I go home to my family, they hate me. They're just like, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I have to do all these chores. I have to do this. I do that. But then I get online on my little forum, and I'm hearing positive affirmation from people about the way I think, the way I act, the way I behave. People are maybe not praising me, but they're not constantly nagging on me and shitting on me every second of every day, like my fucking boss does, like my fucking wife does, like my fucking kids do. It's shit
Yeah.
like that. And then you're like, and that, so like then you get into that group, and it's like that's your group now. They know you, they're kind to you, and you kind of put on these like rose-colored glasses, I think, forgetting when they're like, "Oh yeah, we should hang Jews from like I almost said sewers, which makes no sense. But like you know what I mean? Like we should commit atrocities, and then
Right.
you're kind of like, I feel uncomfortable about this, but these are all my friends, and I don't want to lose my friends, so I guess I will put on this Viking helmet and this
Yeah.
bearskin vest, and I guess I'll
Yeah.
go.
Whatever the hell that was.
Uh, and then when they get in trouble when they get consequences, it kind of like they're snapping out of hypnosis. They're like, "What? What?
What? I got fired from my
Wait,
job?
what? But I thought, but it was cool though. Everything was cool. It's like, no, no, no. It was cool on your little forum
Yeah.
when no one was looking at you.
Right.
This is society where there's laws. You can't do that. I think that's the issue with like computer and freedom of speech online and all that shit. It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. The internet really, really like there's no bigger wrench thrown at the engine than fucking the internet thrown at humanity. It is
Yeah.
it's not like the greatest thing that's ever happened. I don't know. It is the greatest thing that's ever happened to us, and also the worst
Hmm.
thing that's ever happened
The
to us.
worst.
Because you have
Yeah.
to have that dichotomy, or else it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. Here, let's go. I'm jumping off. I'm jumping off to interesting island over here.
Okay.
I saw a thing yesterday about how a guy they almost invented the first computer. Like the first computer design was actually designed in like 1830, right?
What?
And or something like that. But the guy, what happened was it was one dude building it. It was two dudes building it. One of them was funding the other one, right, for parts and stuff
Mm.
like that. So at some point while he was building it, the computer, the guy who was funding him dropped out. stopped funding him. So he ran out of money to like build these new parts and like build all these things. And so it just stops. It just died. It never happened. And then, like, uh, you know, 80 years later or whatever, they got the first computer made, or however long, 100 years or whatever it was. But
Yeah.
so I found out that there's actually a book that is based on that. If the guy had, excuse me, if that guy had created the computer back in the 1800s,
Hmm.
I think it's called the difference machine. But
Um,
it's basically
Difference Engine, it
the
looks
difference
like.
engine. Yeah, the difference
Yeah, I
engine.
actually found it.
There you
Charles
go.
Babbage.
Yes, that's what it is. And it's basically that book is what started or ignited the steampunk movement. Because it's the whole thing of
Designed
like,
in 1922, or
yeah,
no, 1822. Sorry,
1822.
1822.
The book's fiction if he had finished it is what the book is about.
700 pounds.
I want to read the book. I'm gonna read it. Um,
Analytical engine, this is
and
described
I can't
as.
wait because it's the whole thing of like they had computers back in the 1800s. So then imagine like steampunk, right? You'd be using like steam engine with computers. So I wonder.
That's great.
I'm not super into steampunk. I like it. I like the aesthetic of it, but I'm not going to
Yeah, I'm not
cons and dressing up.
into it,
But I
into
like
it.
the images of it. I liked BioShock, so
Right.
that's basically where I got my steampunk love from. But that book seems so interesting.
That's
I
really
have to read it.
interesting.
My face is like bright red. Does it look bright red?
It doesn't look bright red.
My hand
I'm
is
also
cold.
like in a shadow.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because the I was fucking with the camera so ever since what happened last week. So I think I messed with the contrast a little bit, but it looks
Yeah.
fine. Oh, here's something real fast while we're scrambling to get out of this politics talk. I am still watching scary movies. I have not stopped. I think it's gonna bleed into
I've
December.
been watching a scary movie,
What'd you watch?
but I haven't finished it.
What'd you
I
watch?
started Doctor Sleep,
Oh fuck,
and
that movie's intense, dude.
there's not a single part of The Shining that's scary. Doctor Sleep is scary
Dude,
and
that movie is
unsettling,
so good. I told you the
and
child death, man. Fuck.
yeah, I like must have blacked that out because when it was happening, I was like, "Van did not tell me this," because it's
No, I
like,
told
oh,
you
it's a
child
small
death.
boy.
I just
I
didn't
know. I
tell you
remember
like
now.
I didn't tell you the severity of it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Why my face is like freaking me out now. I feel like I have like I'm breaking out in hives or something.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, that I've watched that and it's very good. I just need to finish it. I'm at the part where Doc and Abra are like, let's team up. Like they're about to Avengers this thing.
Yes. God, it's so everything about that.
And that's a book, right?
Yeah,
That he wrote, and
yeah,
it is a continuation. He said, okay, if Doc grew up, this is what happened.
yeah.
The involvement of like
It's 30 years. I think it's 30
energy,
years after The Shining, after the events
like
of The Shining.
these like energy vampires, that whole
That's what
thing.
I
I was
call
like,
them. I call them energy vampires because
which is
they're like soul which
shadows thing.
soul vampires. Well, energy vampires
Yeah,
are real. It's a real thing. I mean, not real. I mean,
the
they're real in vampire lore. Like
right.
Penny. I think what they are, if they're not energy vampires specifically, I think they're sort of what Pennywise is. Because
Mm.
Pennywise does the same thing.
Fear,
He fear. He eats
right?
the fear and the anxiety and stuff like that. And he eats it because it makes it taste better.
Yeah.
So gross.
Well, that's what
So
Rose the
gross.
Hat talks about. The fear, like, brews the steam stronger or whatever. Like
Yeah, dude.
that's why they do it the way they do it because it makes it like
So
better.
you're only like halfway.
I think there's like an hour left,
How
so
much
a
are they?
little.
How much steam does the group have? Like,
Um,
are they worried
they
about it?
well, one of the last things I saw, what they're definitely concerned about it. I can't think of the like
Oh,
right hand man's name.
I can't ever think about. I love when he's like, maybe it's like just not as much steam as there used to be. Maybe it's the
Yeah,
Wi-Fi. Maybe it's the satellite stuff. And I'm
yeah.
like, this is
Maybe
so
it's their
cool.
Netflix.
This is
He
so
says
cool
maybe it's their Netflix.
because that's a big thing in like fairy folklore. Of just like or just magic, Lord of the Rings. At the end of the Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King, when they all get on that boat to go out, that symbolizes um the end of the third age, and which is the beginning of the fourth age, which is the age of man, which is what we're in now, where there's uh, very little to no magic left. The
Hmm.
elves are gone, the dwarves are gone. There's no like fairy creatures anymore because they all left. Uh, and now it's just us just trying to like figure it out without
Yeah.
magic or immortality and stuff like that. So interesting. I was so happy when he said that because it's just so cool. I love
Yeah.
when it just adds so much world building to everything.
His name is Crow Daddy, which I did not know.
That's so badass, dude.
I didn't
I wish
know
my name
that.
was Crow Daddy.
Um,
That's what they should have called Owl in the new Pooh Blood and Honey movie. They should have called him Crow Daddy because he looks more like a crow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's wow, is it good and very scary and
So good.
unsettling for sure.
So good. I'm watching. I'm already out of Hoopla Barrows for November. It's not even the 10th yet. From when
Good
we're
lord.
recording. Well, it's because on the way back from North Carolina, I was doing all those Fantastic Four
Oh,
comics,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so I
I
got like
forgot about
six of
that.
those like on November 1st. I got like a bunch of those.
Yeah, used over half.
But I was able to get another H.P. Lovecraft short story, The Color Out of Space, because I wanted to see the movie with Nick Cage that they made in like 2020 or whatever,
Hmm.
and it's only 67 pages, a short story. So I was like,
Oh, okay.
I was on the stationary bike and just reading. I just flew through that while I was riding the bike. It was awesome. I can't believe I hadn't read that one before. It's so good and creepy, and the movie was awesome. I need to watch one of the original movies too to like get a full picture of it. But like, man, the Nick Cage movie was so good. The Because the whole thing is like the monster, the alien that crash lands on a meteor is a color. That's all it is. It's a color, but it's a color that burns you. It's cold
Ooh.
and it burns, and it basically an alien entity that comes to our world on a meteor, and it like goes into the ground. It basically sucks the life out of every living thing around it. And so it takes this family and this farm, and it just, dude, it is so disturbing what happens to this family in the book. Uh, Father, wife, and then three boys. In the movie, it's two boys and a daughter. Nick Cage is the dad, and it's different in the book what happens to the family for like at some points, but it was like dude. I'll say it again. My favorite elements of horror: Cronenberg, wet, goopy, slick,
Ugh.
bloody, just
Yeah.
a mess, just like a mess of like organs and skin all just slopped together in a big pile. And this movie delivered so hard. Spoiler alert, when I saw those like 10 alpacas all like conjoined into one monstrous body, and they're all going, "Ah, ah," they're all
Oh
doing that, they're
no, no,
spitting.
no.
I was like, yes, yes, yes. Dude, I had a big smile. I was like, oh my God, they're so scary. They're so horrifying. And Nick Cage is just like, boom, boom, just shooting all of them. And then
You are
I'll,
wired different
I'll
than
spoil
me.
it again because that happens to the book. The wife and one of the youngest son, they both separately go crazy, and he locks
Yeah.
them in the attic, and they just scream all day, all night. They're just going insane, and so they finally just die. In the movie, whoa! In the movie, they get hit by this color, and it fucking welds the mom and the son together. It is, and oh, the sounds they would make, the
Weld
sounds.
is
Dude,
tough.
the kid was like, it was like this. The kid was like on her back like that. So they're like laying on the couch, and oh, dude, the sounds were horrible, horrible
Yikes.
agony. What amazing acting. I loved it. I loved it every second of it. As soon as I saw those alpacas, I was like, this is my
Was
new
that
favorite
movie well
movie.
received?
I don't know. I think it probably was. It was really well made. The production must have been huge because the color, the actual color, you know
Wow.
the
It's at
Rick and
86 on Rotten Tomatoes.
that sounds about right. It's everyone in it is so good. Uh, did you see the Rick and Morty episode with that like the fart, the cloud thing
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
gets in people's heads? So that's sort of what this looks like because it's just like a floating color. It's not.
Hmm.
It's like sort of gaseous, but not. It's not gas. You know what I mean? It's like it's from a different. It's from space. That's the whole thing. It's a color from space
Hmm.
that is different laws. It has different things that it does, and it came to Earth, and it's trying to make Earth more like its home, right? So it's changing things. It's so scary. I liked it a lot. It was just really creepy. The book itself was written amazingly. It's like the first couple paragraphs, like describing the area before anything happens, just like describing the area where this takes place is so scary. I loved it. It was like uh about like a forest and stuff and how like there are trees. You know, trees are like they're slanted at these weird angles because they're trying to get sun. The hills are all these like the hills. It's like North Carolina is what it reminded me. The hills are all like they
Uh,
rise really rapidly and drop really rapidly. And it's like there's so many trees blocking out the sun within the forest. It's like there are creeks where water trickles throughout the entire forest that has never seen the glint of sunlight. Like the like water,
Ooh.
yeah, it's so cool. You're like, whoa, this is nuts, dude. So after I read the book, I was like, I'm immediately putting this movie on. So good. I mean,
Hell yeah.
some of the kids, like the oldest son and daughter, that was kind of like cringy acting a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, if I'm seeing the
Yeah.
alpacas all melded together, I'm in for it, bro. That was so Cronenberg gross.
Yeah.
I recommend everyone watching it bring a barf bag. That's what they should do. They should when Cronenberg movies go out in theaters, instead of popcorn buckets, they should have like barf bags specific to the movie. I think
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
Can I just say this surge of this like new wave of the popcorn like exclusive popcorn bucket for a movie?
Yep.
I'm into it, dude.
Oh, you
There
are?
have you seen the Gladiator 2 one? It
It's a
looks like
Coliseum, right?
it's so cool. I'll
Here's
never
why.
get one because people
Yeah,
sell them on eBay
exactly.
for $500,
Here's why
but
I'm not into it. One, scalpers. There's no
yeah,
way
I'm
you're
not
never
into
gonna get
that.
them. People like the actors in the movies that go to the premiere, they talk about not being able to get popcorn buckets. So why the
Yeah.
fuck does anyone else think they can?
And then like
It's just
we
a
don't
bucket. Who cares?
yeah.
And also it's just a. They're. I mean, they do it. I don't know what. I don't know what they say. Like the movie people. I don't know what they say about these.
Right.
But like for me, it certainly looks like just a ploy, or maybe not a ploy, just a marketing scheme,
Yeah.
um, to get people back in the movie theaters. So like you have to get a popcorn bucket, you have to go see it in the movie theaters.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go to the movie theaters just for a
For
popcorn bucket
for the popcorn
because I
bucket,
bet
yeah.
it's really expensive. And guess what's already expensive?
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be
Every aspect
$25.
of going to the movies, unless you go to Shelbina, Missouri, it's like $2 still
It's
to see
they
any
did
movie.
raise it. They did raise
Was
it.
it
It
four?
is $6 now.
Six
It was
dollars?
4. It was
Okay,
4,
I
now
don't
it
know
is
if I actually
6.
don't like that,
It was I believe it's 6 and maybe it's 5. But
but it,
compared
yeah,
to the cheapest movie we could get in Columbia was what? 950 or something for with a student discount, I think at Forum. And maybe it was less than
and
that if you
I'm
went on a
hearing
certain
everybody.
day.
I know what everyone's already. I can hear you. Get your fingers off the keyboards. Sneak in your own candy. Obviously, sneak in your own food.
Obviously.
Do whatever. I sneak in Gatorade, bro. I sneak everything in, bro. I'm rocking in with a fucking big old coat, dude.
I
I ain't
mean, why can't
scared.
you can you bring in your own McDonald's? I mean, is that against their policy? Why can't you just
I
bring
bet
food in?
I bet someone
But
with like a really tucked in shirt would tell you to not do that. I bet
yeah, a very tucked in shirt.
someone with a
A,
really tucked in, like
a
really tucked in.
form fit, button
Yeah.
up, tucked in tight
Like you
shirt.
can see you can see their neck, the top, like the bottom of their neck is like bulging because it's so tight on their
Yeah.
shoulders. It's like that kind of tight.
Yeah, it's like the Japanese military where they put pins
Yeah.
in their shirts
Oh
so
yeah,
that
yeah,
they
yeah,
don't like so they have their proper posture. It's like that tight.
yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
okay, dude, I can't bring my bag of McDonald's in
I
here.
just
I
don't
just paid
know. He's like all sweaty. I just don't
$50.
know. I don't know. We have a policy
He's
about
like,
bringing in outside
dude,
food.
he couldn't even wipe his glasses off. Like he would take his glasses off and he couldn't
Oh,
get his shirt out enough to
ew, he does that
bring in
thing.
his lenses.
I don't have my glasses in here. I wish I had my glasses. He does the thing where he takes them off and he rubs them with his fingers. He goes, "Ugh," and
Oh
you're like, "Ugh."
no. And
Here
they
we
get
go.
worse. They get
Ugh.
worse and you're like, you didn't do
Ugh.
anything. That didn't help.
Ugh. That's so
Yeah,
gross. I just picturing. I don't know. See, that's the thing. That makes me like just picturing someone wiping their glasses with the tips of their fingers.
yeah,
That makes me want to gag. But
yeah.
the 20 alpacas welded
Yeah,
together.
what the you're
I
you're
was like
different.
fucking. I was ready for him, dude. I was so excited to see those. But like that kind of stuff, where you're just like, oh, take
Now
care of
that
yourself.
if I think about it, if I was in like a sold out theater and somebody showed up with like Arby's, I'd be like, dude, really? You couldn't go before or wait
I'm
for
okay.
after.
Well, I don't know. They deliver pizzas in movie theaters now.
Well,
My
yeah,
thing is
there's
like,
movies that serve their own food, but
I
we
think
don't
like
have theaters around here like that.
I think the rule should be you can bring in your own food, but it has to be quiet food. Maybe I think movie theaters should sell quiet food instead of like putting the M and M's like in an M&M bag. Open the M&Ms and put them in
Put them in a dish.
like a cloth baggie or
Yeah.
something, and then and like with like oh it's like then stamp the movie on it or some
Or
shit, and sell
can
that for five
somebody
dollars. That way, like there's not like a because there's always a point in the movie where like if you haven't opened your candy yet, see you open your food in the previews. You have to
yeah,
have your own
you got to
self
be ready.
control to not eat all of it during the previews. Open it
Yeah.
during previews because that's not the movie, right? So it doesn't matter. You can talk as much as you want.
Yeah,
Um,
nobody cares.
but there's always those people that don't do that. They wait until they're hungry, which makes sense. But then the movie
I get
starts, and
it.
you're like, when am I going to open it? Because you know it's going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
loud. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
you're sitting there going, okay, gotta pick my choice, right? And then it's the point. It's like they wait till the part where the wife's like, I have I have terminal cancer. And it
Yeah.
cuts to the husband, and he's like trying to process all of it, so he's like real
Yeah.
quiet, and he's just like, and you start,
And you're like, dude, yeah, exactly.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
I remember at Oppenheimer having a thought of like, oh, when the bomb goes off, do everything you need to do.
Oh, that was
But then in
beautiful.
Oppenheimer, it was silent because
Beautiful.
visually you're like struck by it, not
I was
sound.
literally in the theater. I
And
was
so
going,
like, yeah, you think about, oh, I'm gonna do it when the bomb drops. I'm gonna open my
yeah,
Twizzlers when the bomb drops,
yeah.
and then, and then it drops, and you're that
You're,
asshole that's like literally
they
people
get
are
your
melting on
because it's
screen,
like near
and
the end of
you're
the
like,
movie. Near the end of the movie, and you're just like, you're like shaking it with the ice.
yeah,
Gotta get that last few drops of Coke.
dude, that's one of my biggest gripes with movies. There's a lot of gripes.
With the straw. God, I want to fucking
Every every movie and
yeah.
TV show ever, they when they do the guy drinking from a straw sound, it's like it's empty. It's like
Oh yeah,
every
they do
drink is
that. Yeah,
it
that's funny.
it
Yeah,
never makes a sound unless you're
yeah,
at the very, very, very bottom
that's
with the
funny.
ice. So
Yeah,
don't put that sound in the edit. Like we
yeah,
don't need to know that they're drinking something. Like we can see it.
that's funny. I like
That
that.
drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Such a specific thing, but I notice it every single time.
That is so funny.
Especially
Let's.
like old it's like Saved by the Bell stuff where you're like,
Oh
you
yeah, it's
need
like
that sound right there.
somewhere. I don't know. I could probably there's probably movies from like 2014 that did that too.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I'm
just a
saying. Like
thing.
it still happens because they're trying to illustrate that they're taking a drink. What? What do we
Yeah.
need to? I know that.
Yeah. Let's do a quick ad read real fast.
Okay.
That's the ad jingle. I'll figure it out.
Yay.
I
Yeah.
don't write ukulele music, okay? I just practice it. I like to play around with the strumming. Anyway, our new sponsor for this week, Smoke Shots. Smoke Shots. Smoke
Hmm.
Shots.
Hmm.
So when you hate the burn of smoke, I know you do. You hate when you're smoking and it burns your throat, burns your
I
lungs.
hate it.
The smoke and the ash and all that stuff goes in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't like edibles. I don't like edibles. I like edibles, but they don't really work on me as well.
Yeah.
As like other people, like our cousin Terry, he can take like a 5 milligram gummy and be like fucking to the moon. But
Yeah.
I have to take like a 50 milligram, and then I'm like, all right, now I'm ready
Hell
for the
no.
hike. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, and
Yeah.
maybe some are different. I don't know, but that's just how I do them. So edibles don't really work for me. But smoking, if I smoke like one hit of a joint, I'm there. So that's all I need. Um, So if that's you, if you're like me and Trace, uh, try smoke shots. Sorry, I'm gonna
Yeah.
rope you into it. Um,
Yeah,
so
I'm in.
smoke shots, it basically cuts out the middleman for the burning in your throat. So what you do is you light the joint or the bowl, whatever you got, the blunt, whatever, and you stick it's like a syringe, like a shot, not like a syringe shot,
Mhm.
not like an alcohol shot. This is like a
Mhm.
syringe. Um, it's got one of those really long needles on it. So you attach the joint to it. You like do the plunger thing, and it sucks all the smoke into the syringe. And the needle on the syringe, it's one of those for people that have like when they have like heart attacks or whatever, and they need to like get like a jump start. You know,
Oh, like
it's
an adrenaline
like
shot.
a sternum breaker.
Like an epi. Oh, God, yeah,
It
yeah,
has
Pulp
well,
Fiction
it
action.
has to just it has to yeah, like Pulp Fiction, because it fills the smoke, and then you inject it into your lungs, and you press that smoke in, and all you have to do is
Yeah,
exhale. You just go, and then you just boom,
and it
and
just
it
wakes
goes
its way
right
up.
up, and then it avoids all the
Ah,
burn because it's already cooled. The smoke's already cooled off. It's
yeah,
sort of like when you put ice in a bong, where it cools the smoke down so it doesn't burn as harshly. And also, if you're putting don't put ice in your bong. It's a good way to get like moisture in your lungs, and that's not good. So don't do that. But people used to do that.
yeah,
But I think I learned recently you're not supposed to do that. I don't own a bong, so it doesn't affect me at all. But I've done it before.
yeah.
Don't do it. Um, but yeah, so you just inject this into your lung, and then you get all the fun effects of marijuana without that burn. So there you go. That's our sponsor, Smoke
Hell
Shots.
yeah.
You can find them online. They sell. You can get one of the syringes, or wait, yeah, syringes, and then you get like a 10 pack of needles.
Nice.
And they're like, they're
And
heavy
don't
duty
share them.
needles.
Don't share
Don't,
needles.
yeah, yeah. This is not like a pipe where you take a, yeah, you don't like, oh, bro,
Don't pass.
you take a hit now. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's what
don't
you
pass.
replace the needle before you pass.
Yeah.
Puff, puff, or what is it like? Push, puff,
Push,
replace, pass.
no. Push, plunge, replace, pass, I think is what their slogan,
Yeah.
their line is.
Push, plunge, replace, pass.
Yeah.
PPRP. That's their like
PPRP.
PPRP.
That's
PPRP.
pretty good. PPRP.
Keep on PPRPing out there. But
Hmm.
that's our sponsor, Smoke Shot. You can go on their site, smokeshots.com. Use their promo code MBR blows it for 60% off your order
Yeah.
only on Black Friday.
Yeah.
After Black Friday, they're no longer available, so you got to get them now.
Yep.
Yeah, I was told that they had taken these from a hospital
Hmm.
without anyone knowing,
Yes.
so they have to get rid of them real fast.
And they do
Um,
not ship. You have to give them your home address and they will bring it to you.
yeah,
That's
personally.
why they can't do Cyber Monday.
Right, and it's not if you own one, if you buy one, it's not you're not gonna get in trouble. It's just the person who stole it is gonna get in trouble, right? You didn't know it was stolen.
Right.
Well, and if they ask, don't tell them we told you.
Right.
This is a secret ad. No one's gonna
Yeah.
know about this, so don't
They
worry.
only paid for 1 week of us doing the ad reads, so we're just
Yeah. So again,
kind of
yeah,
letting we're just
we
letting
didn't
it
steal
all
them.
air out.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So like smokeshots.com/MBR blows it. 60% off. There's a so yeah, smoke shots. All right, back to the show. Hey, so you got yelled at the other day. You want to talk about that
I
before
got
we get
yelled
out
at.
of
I
here?
did get yelled at. I got yelled at work.
I want to hear about this. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I literally was about to say, what are you talking about? So I was at work the other day and I don't need to say a lot, but basically what I do is people sign up for fiber internet. I go to their home
Yeah.
and I draw the construction plan to get it to their house.
You're a
Basically,
surveyor. You don't
yeah,
put it in the ground,
no,
right?
all I do is put the flags out and, paint a couple lines and that's it.
You figure out like
So
where they're gonna go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Long story short, because we have main line along the roads, I just get it from the road to the house. So
You don't even touch the cables.
I don't touch any
See, I
cables.
just want to make sure I just want to get fully on
I
base
don't
with
even
everything.
I don't even stick a shovel in the ground. I don't do
Exactly.
anything like that. So I was at this house not too long ago, and I I was in a neighborhood.
Hmm.
I I almost fell through the front porch. Let's just start there. That's where we're at. That's what we're dealing with. The the very nice woman had a screen door that had no screens in it, and she had trash bags stapled to the door.
Wait a second. Wait a
That's where
second.
we're at.
Wait a
That's
second.
where
Wait a
I'm.
second. Wait a
I'm
second. Hang
just.
on.
I'm just trying to
Wait. Shut
set
up.
up
Hey,
the
shut up. Shut up.
environment.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Just hang on. Shut up. A screen door,
Hmm.
like what goes on a submarine. You
Yeah.
a screen door, and it has no. The screens are cut out of it.
Ripped.
So it's just a wood frame,
Yep.
basically. And
Yep.
then they have. Did you say trash bags?
Yeah, like a plastic, like some sort of plastic material
Like
stapled.
stapled to the door. So like it is it fully covered?
The bottom was open, and 3 or 4 cats came in and out.
Okay. So little cat opening.
Hmm.
So you can't see through the door because
No,
trash bags in it. So that
it
maybe
was
that
black
was.
plastic, yeah.
I wonder if that was the point, maybe. But it's like just get a door.
But there was also no
They
door.
they wanted a door.
That was their front door.
So I think what happened is they wanted a cat door, but they
Mhm,
either maybe they tried to they like it was they were cutting it out on
mhm,
the actual door instead of just
mhm.
getting a professional. They would take a saw. They were like,
Yeah,
but instead what they did was they were like, oh, and they went like that, and like, oh shit, and they cut the door in
yeah.
half. So then they're like,
And they're like, "We gotta get rid
fuck,
of that door."
let's get the screen door. I was like, well, cats can't go through a screen,
Yeah.
Mary Jean. And they're like, well, what if we just got the screen out? And he's like, you want to take the screen out? And she's like, yeah, on the bottom. He's like, okay. And then he takes the whole screen out. And she's like, what are you doing?
He's like, "It's one piece. What
And
was I
you think
supposed to
what
do?"
are they gonna jump over what are you doing? So you need to cover that back up. Put the screen back. He's like, well, we can't just put the screen back. So what if I'll do this for you? $50. Trash bags. And then I'll just leave the
Yeah,
bottom open.
yeah.
All right. I guess in
And
Biden's America,
there
this is how we have to do it, I guess.
yes, yes. I'm just trying to illustrate where I was.
Yeah.
Also, their coffee table was just a box. I don't know if the box had a table in it and they didn't feel like putting it together, but it
Yeah.
was a box.
Look, I'm not trying to make fun of these people. I'm just trying to
No, no, no.
understand
I'm
them.
not either.
I just
I'm
want to
trying to
understand,
set the
like,
environment.
I'm making assumptions about how their screen door became what it is.
Yes. Yes.
Um, I were they nice?
They were so nice.
That's awesome.
They were
That's
so
great.
nice, and I was
Lovely
in her
people.
home for a short amount of time. I got what I needed. I got the information. I went outside to finish my
Hmm.
tasks, and when I came back outside, my truck was parked like along the road in the ditch, and there was a gentleman leaning against my tailgate of my work truck, just there.
Just leaning
Um,
against your tailgate.
yeah, I didn't know who he was or where he came from, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he had big black sunglasses on
Did
and
he live there?
mug. He did not live in the house that I was
Okay.
working on.
Uh huh.
He lived next door,
Okay.
and so I had to get to her house. We had to go. Basically, we'll have to go through his yard. Long story
Okay.
short, there's a thing called state right of way. It looks like your yard. You don't own it. The state owns it, which means utilities can operate there without your permission at all.
Right.
Long story short, he's like, "Why are you in my yard?" And I was like, "Oh," I explained what I just explained very nicely. And
Like,
he's like,
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
"Yeah." And I'm just saying, like, because that's where utilities are, so that we're not in your yard.
Yeah. I'm sure.
And
It
so,
would take a 15-second Google for me to be like, is that true?
yeah.
Okay. I guess you're right.
And so, um, I had put like a couple flags through his yard to show our construction path. And I'm like, explain that to him. He's like, "Goddamn fiber internet." Like, kinda under his breath, but I'm right there, so I'm like,
Yeah.
"Are you
Okay.
talking to me? Are
Yeah.
you not?" He's like, "It's ruining America. I'm telling you, it's ruining America, and they're just putting miles of it under the ground." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, what do
Sure.
I say here, or what am I supposed to do?"
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm like, okay." And I said, so I look over and I go, "I take it that's your house?" He goes, "Yeah, it's my goddamn house.
I like it.
And I saw you in my yard earlier." And I said, "Yeah." And I kind of re-explained what I explained to you. And he's like, I said, "So I take it you don't want me to draw your internet path either?" Because like that's what I do. I draw it to their house. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Nope, I got no interest in that. That's." And he went on this spiel of like,
Yeah.
I can't even make it up for comedy's sake because I don't even know what he was saying. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Just about
Wait.
like,
Well, what do you say?
just like how like he's like, "Oh, it's just like." Oh, what did he say? Something about satellites. Oh, it's just like them damn satellites going around. Probably Elon Musk. Them damn satellites. They're just something about um like knocking our. What did he say? Like making our intelligence drop or something. And I'm like, okay. And then he said, and it just makes our town look horrible. And I look at his house and it's just it's like the screen door with
You know,
plastic,
hey,
kind of.
hey. He's insecure because he thinks his house looks terrible.
Yeah. He's like,
So
y'all are just
he's like, this won't
tearing
be
our
my fault
town up.
anymore. You're the reason my house looks like shit, not me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
And
that's
the way we
crazy.
put the fiber in is extremely uninvasive, and it looks like a mole came through the yard. And then by the time we cleaned it up, it really shouldn't look like we were ever there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay. At this point, I'm like, can you get off my truck? Because if you don't need internet from me, then you and I have nothing
Yeah. You can fuck
to talk
off.
about. Yeah,
Right.
it's like we have nothing, and I just yeah, it was weird. It was like
Sounds weird.
there's several TV shows where you see this guy wasn't homeless, obviously, but like the crazy babbling like conspiracy
This
theorist
is
guy.
what were we just talking about earlier?
Yeah, he was a step below that of like the fiber is rotting our brains and making our kids dumb and it makes our towns.
It's the internet.
I'm like, what?
The
What are you
fiber
talking
is
about?
it's just a tube of infrared light that brings internet
Yeah,
to your house. That's
yeah,
more efficient than Wi-Fi. So yeah, maybe you should
yeah,
have been like, yeah, the satellites are the problem. That's why we're
yeah,
using fiber internet cables because it's a
yeah,
lot easier and it's faster and it's more
yeah,
efficient. And the only time there's a problem with fiber internet cables is when it's usually an installation is when they break. They'll
yeah.
usually
That
if
was
if they don't break on installation, you're pretty much fucking set.
yeah. That
So
was one
that's
of
from
those
what I
things
read. I was reading about it yesterday.
where that guy was looking for confrontation
Yeah,
in whatever direction it needed to go.
yeah,
He just wanted confrontation, and I'm like, I am anti-confrontation, especially
yeah,
at work. I have a marked vehicle and a marked shirt. There's other people out and about. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna confront you about anything.
It was like
And then
yeah.
he said something weird about like, oh yeah, have a good. What did he say? Have a good. He goes, hopefully you get out early because it was Friday.
Mm.
He said, hopefully you get out early so you can get home and stop. What did he say? Something about tearing up the town or something. And I'm like,
You
oh,
should have said
like this
what you should have said.
backhanded.
I know what you say right there. I know what you
Yeah,
say. You say, "Oh yeah, you're right. I can't wait to get home. I hope I get home early so I can go home and tear my husband's ass up, bro. I can't fucking wait, dude. You want to
yeah,
join? You want my number? Is that why you're
yeah,
over here? Because you want to fuck me? That's
yeah,
my thing. Is I got to the point now, like when I first grew up my hair, I'd
yeah,
go to the gas station. I hear old men being like, oh, you look like you got woman's hair. You got long. You need to cut that. I'm like, why
right.
are you attracted to me because I have long hair now? That's what I would
Yeah,
say to
what
people.
is the beef
I'd
with
go, is
it?
it because I look like a woman? You're like, you want to have sex with me? And they'd go, oh, no, you get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I'm leaving. You
Yeah,
brought me back in here.
you brought me closer to your circle,
See,
so now,
sometimes I like confrontation now. Now I used to
yeah,
hate it. Now I kind of like it
I
because
can,
I like it when
yeah,
I'm in the moral right or it's just complete ignorance of my life because no one knows what's going on with me. It's the same thing though,
yeah,
but it's what people do. They you fuck around and find out.
yeah.
People these days are so comfortable just walking up to random people. Like what happened to what's that guy's name? The Kelsey brother, the bigger one.
Oh, Jason, yeah,
He
yeah, that was
fucking threw
crazy.
that guy's phone down because he was
And it,
saying like slurs to him, wasn't he? He was
he
like
called
fucking
him the F word. Or
He
he
turned
said his.
around.
I think he said I think he said Travis is because he's dating Taylor Swift. It's like
Yeah, dude,
that's a
nothing.
woman.
Hey, man,
That
to a
doesn't
lot of
make
Andrew
sense.
Tate fans, just talking to a woman makes you gay.
Yeah,
There's nothing gayer to Andrew Tate fans than having sex with a woman. They won't have sex with dudes, but they definitely think having sex with women is gay.
yeah,
And which is again, I'm gonna give you these Eric Hoffer books. They're so fascinating. And they'll just I don't know if they'll like you won't become like a societal genius, but it just gives you a little bit more insight of just be like why do people why are they moving in this direction or why would someone think this way or do that? It just kind of gets I don't know. It just kind of gives you a little bit more of an arsenal intellectually, I guess. So just look at things and not immediately just go, those people are idiots. You can go, why are they doing that? And then you can kind
yeah,
of, you still don't 100% know, but you have better tools to like guesstimate's the wrong word, but like more accurately guesstimate because you just, because you have like a little bit more tools in your belt, I guess.
right.
Um, that guy's crazy. You definitely should have told him you were going home to fuck your husband. That would have been
Dude,
hilarious.
you should have saw his toenails.
Oh,
The fact that I saw his toenails is crazy. The slides with jeans, no socks, man. Woo, what a look.
that's
Hope that
such a
never goes
Missouri
away.
look, though. That's such a small town Missouri
It really
look.
is.
I know what town you were in. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
No, 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 no. Not entirely, no.
I did
No,
like,
it's
yeah. Okay.
unfortunately that was a very small slice of something you could have seen in any surrounding town that we
Yeah.
live in.
Do you
Like
have to
that
go?
was like a minor encounter.
Yeah, it really was. I once was told, like years ago, by an old man. He was back when Biden was still, this is before they were even campaigning, right? This is like Biden's like first or second year. And a guy was talking to people at a store, and he was like, a big Trump supporter, like fuck. He would literally walk around going, "Fuck Democrats, they're fucking blow. Like, I wish Biden was fucking dead. I wish someone would just take him out already. He's ruining our fucking country. This is and he would say shit like that. We were like, you are an un. Your brain is messed up, old man. Like you're crazy. And he would go like, he's like, I don't give a shit. You vote Democrat, you vote Republican. I don't give a fuck. But if you vote for Biden, like I have no problem punching you, like beating the shit out of you. And he looked at me, he pointed at me, and he goes, and it's like, you're a nice guy, but if I find out you voted for Biden, I'll beat the shit out of you too. And I was like, okay, you
What
can,
a
okay.
fucking idiot.
And I just looked at him because
What a
that's another thing
weird.
too. Sometimes with the silence, I like just staring people down
Yeah.
and just seeing like not even like just looking like this, like not even like just he goes, I'll beat the shit out of you too, and I just go, okay. Because then he's all huffing and puffing because he's all
Yeah.
angry, like looking because he's looking to I don't know what
He's
is he
either looking
is he looking
for
for a fight? Because this dude's old
he's
and he's
looking for you to advance it or to shy away because
and get
either way he's
angry.
won.
Yeah,
He's won either way by you like staying
nope.
neutral. That's
That's how
like the
you get
one
them.
thing that
You
keeps him. Yeah.
stand, you plant your feet. You don't have to talk to these people when they are
Yeah.
mean spirited. When someone's mean spirited toward you, you don't have to answer with mean spiritedness. You can just stand there like a person. You don't have to cry. I mean, you can. I mean,
Hmm.
you can. But you can cry. You react however you react. But if you just stand there and look at them and force them to see you as a person, because if you freak out and you or start like bawling and like running away, they're gonna go, "What a pussy, dude! What a
Yeah.
pussy!" But
Told you. Told
if
you.
you stand there and stare at them
Yeah.
until they realize that they're the problem, they're the one acting crazy.
Yeah.
Whether
Make them
it doesn't
sit
matter.
in it.
Doesn't matter what you believe in. Doesn't matter what you believe in. If you're being mean
Yeah.
spirited, you're in the wrong. Just automatically, you're in the wrong because that's not how you do things. And I know people online are gonna go, but fight back. It's like, if someone's fighting you, fight back. If someone's just being a piece of shit, like mean spirited toward you, thanks for talking about me.
Yeah.
Thanks for thinking of me. You know what I mean? It's like that. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like my name on your lips. It sounds nice. Keep talking about me to all your friends. Keep yelling at me. Keep watching and keep watching the videos and get mad. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You're watching. I don't care. So it's like I don't know. There's no reason to greet mean spiritedness with mean spiritedness. So just don't do it. Just I don't know. And it's hard. Sometimes
Yeah.
people can really like berate you and
Yeah,
break you down. It's not easy, but it's effective, and it
for
gets
sure.
easier the more you do it. So I don't know. That's just a little, you're forced to repeat that which you do not repair. I saw a quote like that the other day. It was very
Wow,
interesting.
famous Missouri quote. It's already done. There you go.
I think it was from Jim Carrey actually. I think
Yeah, we'll
he
claim him.
posted that or something.
We'll claim him. We gotta go
So
pick up my
Trace,
daughter.
why don't you go ahead and why don't you tell everyone where they can find you online, Trace, and we'll get out of
Uh,
here.
Teed Up Projects on Facebook. I know I keep saying it, but I actually have wood projects coming up, and I have one that has sparked a little fire inside of me that
Oh,
that has no buyer. No, wasn't an order. It's just something I thought of. I've always wanted to do it, and
mm-hmm.
now I've been trying to figure out the logistics of it. And I think I can do it, and I think it could go somewhere. I think it could be big.
Is it a surprise?
Yeah,
Okay. I was
yeah.
gonna
I
say
mean,
like
it's
if you're not answering in 2 seconds, I'm gonna assume it's a
yeah.
surprise.
It's more like it's something I've always wanted to do. I want to take my time with it. I want to do it right, and then I think when people see it, they'll be like,
I know what this is. Yeah,
"Can I have one?"
I know what
Like
this is.
that kind of deal. So
I know
I
what this
don't
is.
want to, but I need time to work on it.
I know what this
So,
is. It's we talked about earlier though. You know
yep.
what I mean? That's what it is.
I've been
All
whittling.
wood.
I've been whittling, and I'm getting it smoothed out, buddy.
You need to. You don't want any splinters. That's for
No,
sure.
yeah, it can't be any hard edges there. But yeah, TDEP Projects on Facebook. Follow me there. I'm also selling my golf cart if anybody wants to buy it. Can you imagine that's my plug? Hey, I'm selling my golf cart. No, you
Sponsor
might
for
see
today's
it when you
episode is
come
whoever
looking.
buys Trace's golf cart. That's our sponsor.
Yeah.
If anyone buys Trace's golf cart and you want to be on the show, I'll
Well,
bring you
yeah,
on the
we'll call
show.
it. We'll
Why not?
FaceTime you, and you can be on it.
Why not?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, TDEP
I
Projects.
guess let Trace know. I guess I'm also doing some selling. Well, you're gonna be doing the selling on Facebook
Yeah.
Marketplace and stuff. But yeah, we don't. Anyway, buy
I don't
Trace's golf
know.
cart so he can buy
Yeah.
it because Trace needs to buy Rescue Heroes, so that's why he needs his golf cart
Yeah.
sold. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at Van Windsor. And the show on Instagram is mbr.pod. On Facebook, Mellow Brick Road. Follow us on there. Send us DMs. Let us know what should the Spotify poll be this week. You think?
I was gonna say, like, how do you approach a confrontation? Fight or flight, or like, how do you? I don't know. That doesn't really make sense.
Oh yeah. Okay. So how do you react to direct
Public.
confrontation? Fight,
Yeah, yeah,
flight, or freeze?
yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah. Follow the show on all the socials. YouTube, Spotify. Give us a like, comment, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Ring it.
Bring it.
Ding. And yeah, let us know what you think of the show. If you're watching us on Spotify, enter the poll. Give us those likes. If you're listening on other podcast apps like Apple Podcast, iTunes, all that stuff, rate us. Give us some 5 stars. Let
Yeah.
people know what's up. Also, Trace, I'm gonna give you some more Mellow Brick Road stickers, and if you see that, and if you go back to that guy's house again, or to that like neighbor's house,
Yeah.
you will have to. I want you to take those stickers and throw them on the neighbor's yard. Just throw them on the neighbor's yard.
Just
I
everywhere.
want them everywhere.
Yeah.
Or put them in his mailbox or something, and make sure he
Oh
sees you.
yeah, yeah.
Make sure he sees you do it. Or just stick it on his mail. Stick it under. No. Don't stick it under his mailbox. I want him to see it. So if you're watching, hi. Probably already turned this off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be fun. I think that's everything. I don't have a Missouri quote this week. But so we are just gonna stick with and here's why I don't have a Missouri quote this week, and I'm making this up right now. It's punishment for Missourians because we voted Josh Hawley in, and that's what makes me more mad than
Then
the
higher
Trump
up.
stuff. Because I just can't fathom how that happened.
Yeah.
But so the quote we're gonna do is the Jim Carrey one I said earlier. Listen to Jim Carrey. Everyone knows him. He's gone a little bit. He did the thing where he was like, "I'm retiring from acting unless the right scripts that's like
Yeah.
gonna
Made
change
of
the
gold, he
world."
said. Yeah.
Yeah, made of gold. So you know what that means? Sonic
A
the Hedgehog
Sonic
3
trilogy.
is going to be the greatest movie ever made. Sonic the
Yeah.
Hedgehog 3 is going to change the complete landscape of cinema as we know it. So
Oh
everyone
yeah.
get ready. I can't wait to see that popcorn bucket. So the quote I'm going to use for Jim Carrey is, "You are forced to repeat that which you do not repair." Which is a great quote. I don't know if that's a quote from someone else. I just saw he had posted that the day after the election or something, and I was like, that's an interesting quote.
Yeah.
So there's that. Um, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Mellow Manifestations.
Peace and blessings. And a little Missouri stuff. MIZ, I'm heading to the Mizzou game. LGB, go Blues tonight.
You're wearing a Blues hat, not a Mizzou hat.
I know, but I'm saying I'm going to the Mizzou game. I'm going to wear my Blues hat. MIZ,
Mm-hmm.
LGB.